All right. Hey guys, my name is Muffin. I would like to introduce you to the Bay Area Bullies podcast. I've got some folks with me here. I've got my two co-hosts. Jordan's going to be up in your top right here. We got Jorge in the bottom right, and then our guest today is Joshua, MD, in the bottom left.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually added the MD.
So,
He did?
just a little bit about us here. We play League. We're here to talk about League, everything about the game, be it from the professional side of things to the community, all the way down to the actual game itself. Let's see here. As it goes, I'm gonna have some topics for us to talk about. We're gonna banter back and forth, talk some shit. If you don't like language, get the fuck out. So that's pretty much how it's going to go. And I hope all of you enjoy it. Whoever stays, great. If you leave, sorry we couldn't please you. But thanks for being here. So I'm just going to let Jordan go off and introduce himself. And then we'll go around the circle. So Jordan, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I play games, a lot of games. Pretty good at League of Legends. And I hate social media. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, cool. Jorge, you're what? Next?
Jorge, I'm 27. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Easily the most charming human being out of the four of us here. And follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/beasted with 3Ds.
Okay. And we got Joshua, MD. He's my special boy.
Okay, you don't have to say that. Yeah, I'm Josh. I kind of see myself as like Jorge's apprentice, if that's fine. And I don't know. I'm not really good at anything, but I like hanging out with guys.
All right, well, Josh is selling himself short there. He's pretty smart. I don't know why he's not saying that, but...
Oh no, for sure. Like, I'm the smartest person in the room wherever I walk.
Oh, there you go.
But-
There you go. That's what I like to hear. All right. Okay, so first topic I want to bring up in this podcast is the NALCS and how things have changed literally over the past 3 months. What's happened, franchise system, roster changes, and I think all of you are pretty familiar with what's happened in terms of like the NALCS and who's gone to where and what's happened in that area. So I'm gonna ask Jordan first. What was the biggest surprise as far as the roster changes go? Like, who surprised you the most when they moved?
Oh, for me, it was Afromu leaving CLG.
Okay.
After the whole double lift thing, I just thought he was staying forever. I thought it was his team. He made all the decisions,
Yeah.
But I guess not. NFT's probably offered him a shitload of money, and he said, all right, why not?
Yeah.
And CLG, you know them.
Yeah. It turned out that apparently it was like the biggest or the hardest thing for Aframo, and definitely with the choice of.
I mean, I guess it's hard because that's all he's known. He's only been on CLG. Well, I mean, I guess he was on
Curse, I think.
he was on Fear.
Fear, that's it.
He was on Fear, but he wasn't really pro at that point. I think it was semi-pro.
Yeah, it wasn't even the LCS at that point.
No.
It was just tournaments and random games.
But I mean, when someone offers you that much money, got to do it,
Yeah. So Jorge, what do you think would be the biggest surprise to you? You gonna go with Afro or what's
No, I actually think the biggest surprise was Team Liquid actually not looking like dog shit.
Okay.
So, getting Double Lift back on the roster, Ole, Pobelter, Smithy, and then Impact in the top, like that actually looks like a top tier team to me.
Okay. I mean, do you think that it's gonna make a difference? Do you think they'll actually break the curse of not even going forward?
I think they're gonna do better than fourth.
Okay. Josh, any big surprises?
The amount of mids that left Europe to join for this like franchise system kind of shocked me. Like, I feel like there's nothing left.
All right. Like, did any specific mid laner surprise you when they came over? Like, I mean, we already had the Jensen and the Bjergensen.
Probably Power of Evil.
Power of Evil.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
Fevin too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Febivin's on clutch, so
Yeah.
it's a pretty big turnover as far as mid laners. But do you think it's just because like the EU's producing like all this big talent with players and stuff? Because like what's up with NA? Like we have Pobelter, who's I think he's pretty halfway decent. He's a good mid laner. I mean Bjergenson's considered North American now, but he's originally from Denmark. He's EU.
I think there's just so many European transfers or whatever because the NA market is so much bigger. There's so much more money here, so much more advertising, so much everything.
Okay.
The EU market is just smaller than NA, so NA has more opportunities to bring them over.
Okay, yeah, we will get to that later. But as far as roster changes, I'm obviously going to go a little bit personal here. I was actually surprised by contracts moving to Golden Guardians. Like he had a really good year on Cloud9. Like to me, he did really well. He was consistent. I mean, he wasn't the best jungler I've seen, but as far as his rookie split goes, like I didn't see anything really wrong with him. I mean, he made rookie mistakes, but I think C9 picking up Svenskeren too is a bit strange as far as like a side grade, just because I feel like they could have improved contracts more. But to me, that was my big surprise. So, going back to what Josh was talking about here is like, do you think the imports coming from EU is a good thing? Like that's what we're gonna move the topic on to next. Is
I think it's a good thing just because it's obviously bringing a higher level of mid laners to NA.
I mean, it's not just mid laners though. We've got like Sven and Miffy coming.
Which is my second point of I'm not a huge fan of the fact that like half of NA is EU. It feels like.
Yeah, I mean TSM. If it wasn't the fact that Bjergensen was one of the first to come over, I mean literally they are an EU team. TSM now. I mean.
Yeah, like if you're counting Bjergsen still, like that's what 4 out of 5.
Three. Mike Young and.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mike Young. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, do you guys agree? Like, do you think it's good, Josh?
I think that it's a pretty good thing for their careers because there's like security with the franchise system, but I think it puts the nail in the coffin for EU.
Okay. So, I mean, we'll come back to EU later, but like just as far as what's affecting NA right now, like. Do you think? Do you think it's having a positive or a negative impact? Like, or is it both?
I think it's positive impact because I'm tired of seeing mid laners like fucking Golden Glue just like trying and just
savage.
Yeah.
It kind of just gets like really bad when they start to build them up. Like they send them to like a boot camp or whatever. Just not able to do it, and from what I hear, he's able to perform in like scrims, but he just can't do it on stage.
He's known as the scrim god, but can't translate it to the actual LCS. What about you, Jordan? You feeling like it's a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, anytime a market gets bigger, it's a good thing. I'm starting to look at LCS like an actual sport, like sports, like baseball in that matter. Like how many foreigners do we have in sports? You know, they're everywhere. It's and there's also leagues over there too, but they're coming here to play. So I mean, I'm just looking at sports. It's always good to have people from all around the world to play.
Okay.
I would like to have a full NA team though, just to.
Well, there actually is. Golden Guardians is fully NA.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna do shit. So. Yeah.
What he meant to say was we want a good.
Yeah. You know.
All right. So. As it goes, this is going to be, I think, a longer question because it's something that we're going to have to think about. I want you guys to rank the teams and then the NALCS going from 1 to 10. So we're going to start off with who you think is going to end up first. And again, this could vary with the playoffs, of course. But like, where do you think at the end of the season everyone's going to end up? 1 through 10, starting with the first place. Who do you guys think is going to go? So. Let's shake it up, Josh. You go first this time.
Okay, well, looking at all the teams, I think it's probably going to be TSM still.
Okay.
Just, I don't think that they are really going to solve much, but I still think that they're probably the most reliable for first place. Second place, I want it to be Liquid.
Now is that because you have a little bias there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Of
explain
course.
the reason why Liquid is going to be second but not first.
I'm not that confident in Olay yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But I mean, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Third, probably Cloud9. I don't think that they really made anything that was too drastic
Okay.
for the changes. And then between CLG and 100 Thieves, and I don't really care about the rest. If we're being
Okay.
honest.
So you're just gonna stick with what, like the top four? Like the rest are just a wash. Like you don't even.
I would like to tell you who I think the top the people at the bottom are going to be, and that is going to be Optic
Hey,
and Echo Fox.
You think those are gonna be bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everywhere else is like a wash. It could end up any other
Yeah.
way, but like the top four, you're looking at TSM, Liquid, C9, then like 100 Thieves or CLG.
It's really hard to tell. Like
Okay.
this is like it kind of caught everyone off guard with all these moves.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, that's what's giving us a whole lot to talk about here today. Like
That's
people
mostly just-
people are still talking about this shit.
Yeah.
3 months down the road. Like, Jorge,
It'd be a perfect anime if that's what happened for me.
anime betrayals, man. Top 10. All right, Jorge, what do we got for you for top 10? Go with number
I
one.
think, I mean, it's hard to put TSM at anything but first. So I think it's going to be TSM. Close second, I'm going to say Cloud9.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Again, because it's hard to put Cloud9 anywhere not in the top three.
Okay.
Because, those are like the two most consistent teams. Third, though, I think it's definitely going to be Team Liquid. Because that roster is so strong, and I don't think that there needs to be that much time for them to play together before they get going.
Okay.
Just because Xsmithy, Poe Belter, and Double Lift have already played together for so long, so I feel like they're just going to do really well.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, I mean, it's probably going to be CLG.
Okay.
After that, again, I think all those teams are pretty much just going to be dog shit. Except for 100 Thieves, I think they're going to do well. Just because, again, they have two players that have played, for so long, and I think their team just looks strong. Optic, though, is going to do well. I don't think they're going to be dead last. They have a really strong team where they have, like, Arrow.
Lemonation, Power People,
Lemonation.
Acadian, and Zig.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're going to do well. But yeah, dead last, I'm going to fucking put it on like Echo Fox and Clutch.
So Echo Fox and Golden Guardians probably dead last for you.
Yeah, I don't really see anything to write home about on the Golden Guardians squad. I mean, I think it's really cool, like what they're doing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
Okay. You gotta say something there, Josh?
You don't think that Clutch is going to do well?
nah.
No, I could see why Jorge doesn't think they're gonna do well.
Uh-huh.
It's basically just Envy with Fevivin.
I mean, that
With
could be a
that-
big step up though.
there.
Febivin's like won championships.
What do you mean,
But-
season 1?
No, he's on Fnatic, my man.
Oh, you mean not championships.
Well,
The
yeah.
EU.
Yeah, I'm
EU.
sorry, EU
Yeah,
and
yeah,
LCS.
okay, yeah.
He's done really well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think Clutch.
Shit top laner.
What?
They don't have that piece of shit top laner, so I think it's probably gonna be good.
Damn.
But they have
I-
Apollo and Hakuho, who are just actually never gonna win anything ever.
No, they're not.
Jesus.
Apollo's good.
Yeah, he like stat wise, Apollo's one of the best.
Yeah, he's one of the best KD
Stat-wise?
players. Yeah.
Yeah, but my man's never gonna make
better than sixth.
anything monumental happen. Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
the sixth carry. Like he's always in sixth place. I mean, but what about Echo Fox? I mean, they got Altec and Adrian. Like that's a prime bot lane right there. When they were on Dignitas last split, they were slamming people.
Yeah, but then you have Dardoch and Phoenix. And
they got that
looking-
Goonie.
Hooney's
Hooney,
back,
yeah.
man.
yeah, he's back and he's
Mhm.
definitely a monster, but I think what's gonna have to happen on Echo Fox is they're gonna be like Dardoch, you need to just put every resource you have into getting Hooney fed. And Altec, Adrian, and Phoenix are just gonna get stomped.
Well, I mean that only works for so long until everyone's figured out your strat. But yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
I mean,
And
yeah.
then what do you do? You know what I mean?
Okay. So I mean, it's up to you, Jordan. What are we seeing like as far as the?
All right. Well, of course, C9, TSM, top two. I mean, you can't put them anywhere else.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna go Hunter Thieves third though.
Yeah.
With the curse, and Team Liquid fourth.
Okay.
It's happening. They're gonna disband. They're gonna quit. It's over. And I'm actually gonna go Optic Gaming in the top 5. Okay.
Optic. Okay.
Yes. I think they're gonna be a dark horse. They're gonna make it to the playoffs. They're probably gonna get first rounded, but they'll be there. And CLG, I have no hope whatsoever for CLG.
Really?
Zero.
Yikes.
None. I mean, I'm sorry, but Rainover, sure, he had one good split in NA. What has he had done since? Team Liquid, worst team in NA. Yeah, no, sorry. So I'm actually gonna put CLG toward the bottom 2.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, come on now. And probably with Echo Fox as well. I don't think Echo Fox is gonna do anything. They're just so weak.
I mean,
The Altec Adrian lane just does not appeal to me.
where do you see Golden Guardians ending up in all this stuff?
I see them just in the middle,
Like
bottom
s-
tier,
like
bottom
6
tier,
or
like
7th
6,
or
7.
something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. With FlyQuest around there too.
Oh yeah, dude, I totally forgot about FlyQuest.
Yeah.
That's a team that like lost all of its players
So the-
basically except Wild Turtle.
Yeah. So the top 5 is all that people care about. I still have TSM coming in first, with Cloud9 second, Hunter Thieves in third, with and then we go Team Liquid fourth and Optic Gaming fifth.
Okay, so I can see that. I do have a bit of a different take. I do think TSM's going to be first.
Yeah.
But second, I actually think it's going to be Team Liquid. And main reason being is once they hit the playoffs, I see them losing because they'll get that first round bye. I could see them losing that, and no matter what, they will finish the season fourth because they'll play a third place match and they'll end up fourth. But Cloud9, number 3. And I'm kind of in agreement with Jordan here in terms of 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves will actually be in top 4 as far as it goes. They, I mean, Meteos and Afro, like those are 2 extremely intelligent players. Like they know how to play, where to push, how to work the lanes. I think having just those 2 with the mechanics of someday, and if Ryu can maybe make a comeback with his style, then maybe they could really push for maybe even the top 3. But Cody Sun, I mean, he had a big failing at Worlds, but he's solid. You know, I don't think he's a bad AD carry. But yeah, number 5, I'm actually going to go with Golden Guardians, and I think the reason is because I'm a bit biased, but last year everyone said FlyQuest was going to be bottom. Everyone, and they ended up finishing 4th in the playoffs, but for like a good 6 weeks they were number 1 and 2 with Cloud9, and I think the big reason behind that is because of High and his shot calling. You give that boy talent on his team, he'll know how to mold it. I think
Who,
he does pretty
High?
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does pretty well with getting people going at least. I will 100% say hands down his mechanics are pretty garbage. Like it's been pretty crap for the past couple of years, and it makes me sad because he is a very intelligent player. But
I feel like he's one of those people who's really hard to team with.
yeah, I think that could be something that.
I feel like he'd be an insane coach.
Yeah, yeah, and he apparently doesn't want to do that. Like he just wants to play, which I'm kind of bummed about. But I could agree with you there, Jordan. He's very good.
Loco's the coach, right?
Yeah, Loco. That's another reason why I think Loco.
Yeah.
I know, like he has a bad taste in the mouth, but he is smart. Like he knows the
Yep.
game,
Yeah.
and I feel like they could do a lot with their roster. Contracts is also another hidden gem. You know, like he should have stayed on Cloud9. Like I'm not gonna tout that, but he can make something happen. And Contracts and High actually have some history playing on the C9 Challenger squad. Way back when.
Yeah.
But following that up, I'm going to probably go with 6th, 7th, maybe. I could see Optic. I could also see CLG. I don't think they'll be bottom, but I don't even know if they'll make it to the playoffs, CLG. And then
No, hell
probably
no.
follow it up with FlyQuest. I don't see anyone being a strong leader on FlyQuest, and I think that's my biggest problem, is that I think they need somebody to lead that team with all the talent on it. Wild Turtle's a great 80 carry when he's not flashing forward. And then we got to give it to
It's
the
better than
Saludos.
double if not flashing at all.
Ooh,
Mm.
Damn.
Just saying. Make the
Yeah.
plays or just die.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll finish up with FlyQuest maybe going 8th. And then I'll say this. Echo Fox is going to start off great. They're probably going to get 4 or 5 games. And then the second they lose one game, it's going to come tumbling down because of Dardak. He's going I'm not going to hate on the dude, but
You're biased.
I am very biased against Dardak. I think that once things start going south for them, it will not end up good. And then what do we got left? 10th is Clutch. I feel like Clutch is going to end up last. I don't see them doing very well. I could be wrong. And again, this is all just predictions. We could all be very, very wrong. So,
But we're gonna go back and watch this at the end of the season
yeah,
and see who's
exactly,
right.
that's exactly why we're doing this.
Bro, when Optic's
Okay,
not 5,
yes.
you're going to be shitting yourself.
I'd like to say that Clutch may not be up there for me, but they're gonna have like a really strong early game.
Okay, so let's get into this a little bit more. Like, what do you think is going to be the best new team? I mean, I feel like we're all on the same bandwagon with 100 Thieves, right? Like, do we? all
Hell
feel
no.
that?
Oh yeah,
No.
there's just
For the best new
something
team.
about the brand.
Green wall, baby.
Oh, Optic. Okay.
Yeah, Optic's gonna be strong. I kind of have a little bit. Yeah, I have a little more faith in that.
Okay. So is it? What are you going for here, Josh? Like Optic?
Well, I kind of just have like a bad taste in my mouth because of Power of Evil, just because I watched the whole
The drama?
Cut the Western shit with yeah. So like, I just don't know. I think I don't like Power of Evil as a person, and I want him to fail maybe. But if you guys think that it's probably going to be a strong team, like, I really want to know why.
You don't know
For
why?
Optic?
Yeah.
Power
Dude.
of Evil's always been known for like pretty good shot calling. He's done really well on Misfits,
Mm-hmm.
on Unicorns of Love. Like
Yeah.
he's just been a solid dude. Like on Origin, he was on Origin when they made it to the championship, wasn't he? No. I'm sorry, that was XPK.
He was on Origin, but he didn't really do much for
Yeah,
Origin.
but Origin kind of just fell apart that year.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
managed to keep them afloat.
Well, the reason why I think Optic's going to be good is because Lemonation, I mean, he's not the best support, but he's always been consistent. Like, he'll be the one to make a play. And his his drafting phase is insane. And Arrow's already proven himself. He was on Phoenix 1 last year. And
Arrow's
you
a
saw,
monster.
yeah, you saw what he did at MSI. Or was it MSI? What tournament was it?
No, it's the Battle of the Atlantic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Battle of the Atlantic. Or the Rift Ravels or
Rift
whatever
Rivals,
it was.
there you go.
Rift Ravels. Acadian, I mean, not so proven. Zig, we know Zig. He
He's a
was
solid
also
player.
on he was also
Yeah.
on Phoenix 1 too. And so I mean, I just feel like they have enough players with enough shot calling with Lemon Nation to actually get it done.
Okay. Now, so like you're sticking with the optic. Yeah,
Yep.
are you going with Clutch, Josh? Like, do you think they're going to be your biggest dark horse?
Yeah, I kind of like Clutch.
All right, yeah, go for it, man. I know who's a Cavaliers fan, but I get it.
That's fucked up, man.
So,
I mean, Clutch aside from 100 Thieves, I love 100 Thieves.
yeah.
I don't know why. I really just think it's a good brand. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, and I mean, for a team that's like just starting up, like they're doing things right, which I respect.
Well,
Well,
you know, they had a pro scene before in like Call of Duty and shit, and it actually
Well,
failed.
Yeah, they actually started up because of the CEO. It used to be on Optic.
Yeah, Nate Shot.
Nate
Yeah,
Shot,
Nate
yeah,
Shot,
he used to be with
Well-
Optic, and he won a
He
bunch
was
of
a
shit.
co-founder.
Yeah, with Call of Duty and stuff.
Hmm.
And he started this up though, and apparently it's gone pretty well, right? And
Well, no, it didn't go well. At first, he made his whole 100 Thieves team for a Call of Duty team, and I think they did the worst in the Call of Duty league.
Mm.
Like, and then so he just dropped the whole team and made it into a clothing brand, and then League was doing the
franchising.
franchising and all that shit, and he got what's it called, advertisers or whatever they're called, to buy into 100 Thieves to pay for the team, to pay for the house, to do all this. So I mean, sure they can be all in it now, but this is the only split or the only pro scene that they're really been in, besides the Call of Duty one that they failed in one time.
Well, they have the backing. Isn't it from the Houston Rockets? Is like
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I think so.
That's pretty much how they can afford the
Yeah.
buying and.
But that's the thing. I like consistency, and 100 Thieves failed once already, so I just
Okay. I like
not
it.
big on it.
And I understand that Optic Gaming is like the most consistent Call of Duty like championship winner. Like they are.
Oh, and they have CS:GO teams and shit too. That's been around for years. So I mean,
They're not on the top part of that though. I know it's like
no.
Like Fnatic and Cloud9 apparently have some of the best CS:GO teams.
Yes, so does FaZe too.
Yeah, FaZe. Yeah, well, FaZe is a big rival to
Yes,
Optic Gaming.
It's Optic, yes.
All right, so as this goes, I got like a couple more questions about the NALCS here, and one of them's being is like in each role, who do you see being the top performer? Like honestly, like hands down, nobody's gonna question this. I don't want like a list. I want your number one for top, jungle, mid, AD carry, and support.
Okay.
So Jordan, we'll start with you.
All right. So 80 carry. I mean, I hate to do it, but it's gonna be double lift. Like I mean,
Every time, baby.
I mean, I hate to do it because it's every split, but yeah. For top lane, I'm actually gonna go with 100 Thieves Impact. I think he's gonna oh no,
No,
not
100 Thieves
not Impact.
Sunday.
Sorry, I'm
Liquid,
gonna go Impact. Yeah.
Liquid Impact or something?
Liquid Impact. Sorry, yeah. Liquid Impact. I think he's gonna push off the world success he had and just continue to carry. And the top meta right now is actually insane. So
Yeah.
Just want to point out that's 2 for 2 Liquid team. So
it's really fair.
that's fine.
I'll give you that. All right. So what are we looking at for the rest?
For mid, I mean Bjergsen. I mean, why not? You know,
Okay.
is there really any competition? I mean Jensen, but no, not really. With jungle's really hard for me because I'm not big on jungling. I'm actually gonna go Meteos. I think he's gonna come back into the LCS and destroy it.
Okay.
Like because I've watched a couple of his streams and he's all in on this shit. He's mad that he wasn't able to play the last couple of years.
Okay.
And then we got support. You know, I'm gonna go with my boy Lemon Nation.
Oh,
My Lemon Nation is gonna pull it out.
that's not a left field right there, boy.
Yes, Lemon
Okay.
Nation, my dude.
I'm digging that. I'm digging that. All right, Jorge, we're down to you. What do we got for our 5 positions?
I actually have a very similar list to Jordan's. Top, easy impact. He's just gonna crush. Now, like, he's gonna be one of the carries of the team. You know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna pop off this season hard. Um, in the jungle, I definitely think Meteos is going to come in with a vengeance and just ruin. And I'm super excited for it. I feel like he's going to play real aggressive like he used to. And I'm excited to see that. Mid, yeah, you got to just go with Bjergsen. Dude's just been so consistent, just ruins everybody. And I'm actually super pumped for like the EU mid laners to just get dumpstered one time by Bjergsen. 80 carry, not even a shadow of doubt, it's double lift, let's be real. And especially the reason I think it's going to be double lift is because of my support pick. I think Olay is really, really, really good. And like maybe he hasn't super proven himself because he hasn't really had like, he hasn't been around that long to do it. But I think him playing with such a strong laner like double lift, they're going to pop off and they're going to dominate.
It's a pretty good list. I can see why you pick LA. Josh, we're on to you.
Well, for top, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Hanser, and it's not that I want it to be Hanser, but I kind of feel like they kicked out the bot lane like because Hanser just had like a stronger want for all the resources. So like I kind of feel like they got some jungler who's probably going to be able to do that for him.
Sure.
Like I don't know too much about Mike Young other than he's just like one of those NA junglers, and they're trying to like not make him have like the Dardock thing where it gets to his head.
Okay.
So if he starts playing for Hanser, then it's probably going to be Hanser for my pick for top. For jungle, same thing as the other. Like, I don't see anyone who like I really want to see pop up other than Meteos. And mid, probably Bjerg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
for the bot lane, I hate to say it because like I kind of resent them, but probably TSM spot lane.
Sven and Mythic.
Yeah, they're just so in love with each other, and like
Yeah,
they're gonna do
they've
something
literally
beautiful
been
down
together
there.
since they've made it into the Bro scene. So they were on Origin when they made it to the semis at Worlds. You know, they top notch bottom.
Yeah, and
From EU.
they don't really have to work as hard as the other pairs to get to know each other since
That's a
they
very
already
good
have
point.
that history.
All right,
So yeah, that's mine.
okay, I'm definitely gonna agree with you there, Josh. I think Sven and Mithy are going to be the bot lane to beat. They are both very good mechanically, decision making, all that stuff. I'm just looking at your faces and how much disgust you have for the Europeans coming over.
No, it's not.
I'm
for
gonna
the
let you
Europeans.
finish. We're gonna talk about this after.
All right. Yeah, so I'm definitely going for Sven and Mithy. Mid lane, I mean, it's probably going to be Bjergensen. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to go against the whole chain, and I'm going to go with Jensen. Like, this guy is out for something to prove. He was, like, super close to getting that that MVP last year, and I just don't think he's really going to give up. Like, I think he's honestly in it to win it until the day he dies, basically. And I'm going to skip Jungle for now, but I'm going to say Impact is the one to beat, hands down. I mean, he's on C9. That boy, honestly, even when he was playing bad, he was still better than the majority of the top laners. Like that's how good this dude is. Whereas Piglet from SKT is now on an academy team. This dude, Impact, is just... I mean, the rumored $1 million contract that TL put up for him is like what? And then Jungle, I'm actually going to go with someone to prove, because I think people that have something to prove, want to come back, want to do something, and prove all the haters wrong. I think those are the most dangerous players. And I'm going to give it to Svenskeren. The more I've actually realized that he was like almost the entirety of TSM's blame for like losing at Worlds and stuff, not showing up, I think that's going to force him to come up big and try and show these people up. So let's go back to the Sven and Mithy. What are we gonna talk about here?
Listen. They're obviously good. They're obviously really good. Now, what we've already brought this point up, that EU's got strong mid laners. But what EU has in the mid lane, they absolutely don't have in the bot lane. And they don't have strong bot lanes. So I think Sven and Mithy, while yes, they're really good and they like just dumpster the bot lanes in EU, I think they're going to show up and all of a sudden it's going to be like playing against actual good bot lanes. They're going to be playing against Arrow, they're going to be playing against Double Lift, they're going to be playing against Turtle. Like, I don't think they're going to steamroll everything as easy as they have been.
All right.
And my point on the EU bot lane is just their international performance. It's been shitty. I mean, they haven't done nothing. It's a.
But I mean, you could say the same for Double Lift and Bio though. Like,
yeah, of
they
course.
did not show up at all at Worlds.
Hell no. And did they do well in the regular season?
Yeah. I mean, Double Lift.
No, that.
Oh, is Sven and Mithy or Double Lift and Bio?
I
Sven and Mithy.
I think Sven and Mithy have never been anything particular to write home about. But compared to all the other bot lanes in EU, it's like, yeah, those guys were obviously the best.
Yeah, I will agree with that. There were very few bot lanes in EU to challenge them. Like, what did you have? Like, Reckless and God, I can't even remember the support's name. Like, Reckless,
Yellow Star.
Reckless and whoever his support is.
Yellow Star.
Really matter, yeah.
Well, I mean, Yellow Star before, but...
Well, it was Jez's, right?
Jez's, there you go.
Jez's, yeah.
And now he has Hylissang, which is actually a pretty decent support. He was on Unicorns of Love for like the longest time. But yeah, okay, I can get that. I understand. But to me, the fact that both Sven and Mithy, I mean, their previous World performance aside, they've done fantastic at Worlds. Like,
okay.
Like they've made it to semis. They've virtually made it out of groups every time. Or no, they haven't. I'm sorry, they have not done that. But they've done well at like MSI and the.
Wait, Matt. Wait, what?
Yeah.
G2 0-8. Hello.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Hello.
Sorry. I'm thinking they were good at Rift Rivals then. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
What I want to point out here is the fact that none of us can name a single good bot lane because we don't even know who any of them are because they're actually just nobody.
No, and that's perfectly fine. Like you are stating the obvious.
Yeah. So
it's been a couple of years because what's his name?
Well, Sven is pretty fucking good from EU. Fuck, what team is he on now? I don't even know.
So if we're looking at EU bot lanes, it's not nothing to write home about, as Jorge says.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah, they have decent players, like players that have actually come over and played in NA teams, like Frozen, I think was one, and then Yeah,
And nobody
he didn't
remembers.
do-
Yeah, no one ever
Nobody
picked it
remembers
back
that
up.
guy.
But yeah, European teams don't exactly have the best bot lanes, but they managed to do really well everywhere else, which is kind of strange, right? Like jungles, mids, even tops have
Yeah.
All right, so let's just move on. You guys see
Big
any?
dicks are in the bot lane.
Yeah, you guys see any rookies coming through as big players in the EU? Or I'm sorry, NA.
Any players?
Any rookies coming through as big players?
Rookies. I don't even know who the
There's not a
fucking
whole
rookies
lot
are this year.
yeah, because
Yeah,
of all
there's-
these imports.
Yeah.
There's a couple on FlyQuest.
Yeah, but
They ain't doing shit.
There's
I think maybe a better question here is who we think are going to be standouts.
as player wise.
Not standouts, but like dark horses that normally
Yeah.
wouldn't do well.
And I think Olay is going to be a monster, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Biofrost became a monster last season. I think Olay is going to become one this season too. And I low key agree. I think Hanser is going to pop off really hard,
Okay.
and Meteos.
I mean, Hanser's always been pretty solid though. I don't feel like
Yeah, he's not going to be surprising when he does well.
Yeah, like everyone's gonna be like,
Yeah.
there's fucking TSM with their Hanser again, showing shit up again. Yeah, but I mean, like as far as rookies go, there's really none. I mean, we got Licorice on C9. We've got
Yeah.
Golden Guardians AD carry. God, I don't even know his name. They called him the ad carry. I don't know if you saw that. Golden Guardians went to the Golden State Warriors game, and all their players were announced. And
Oh,
shit, really?
Yeah, they got it. I was
Definitely,
watching the game.
right?
yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
watching the game and they came out at halftime and everybody just kind of stood around. I was like, "Who the hell are these guys?" But it was,
Yeah.
but it was still really cool that they did that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's cool. I mean, like it's starting to be recognized, as an actual.
Wait, they
thing.
called him ad?
Yeah, they call it. So they had like
No.
yeah, playing
Oh,
support.
they're
You got
fine.
Matt playing ad carry. We've got definitely
No,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah. They're rolling with the meme though, man. He's totally
so
going with the ad carry.
It's so cringe.
Yeah.
I think a random standout is actually be Acadian in the jungle.
Okay.
I think there's not going to be many junglers that stand out too well. I think Meteos is going to pop off, of course. Sven is going to do Sven thing. Rainover is going to, throw games like always. But I think Acadian's actually going to come out of nowhere and synergize with Power of Evil a lot, probably.
All right. So yeah.
And because that's NA right there, jungle mid. That's all you need.
That's pretty much the world right now, man. So what everyone's looking at.
That's been League of Legends for the past 5 fucking years.
All right, Josh. Any standouts coming to your eye?
Huh.
chat ad carry.
Well, I don't like Matt and Deftly. I think from what I hear about Deftly, he's pretty good. He just doesn't have the experience in it. And I think for the academy team, they have like X Special as like their support, and I think X Special should be the one inside the bot lane with Deftly if that is the case.
I mean, it could happen, They could switch the academy teams,
But that's probably the only rookie that I know enough information about. I don't know it.
what about like a dark horse situation? Like, who do you think is just going to come out of the blue, like prove everyone wrong, kind of thing?
I really think I kind of think that it's probably going to be Rainover.
Oh, okay, that's a
Yeah,
surprise.
and he's
Fucking
just
hate that
fucking
guy.
smart. Okay, he's smart. He still like has like lots of respect, but they put him on to Liquid, and he's just like a quiet dude. Like he's not gonna.
Well, I mean, isn't it like the case where he's actually done a bit of shot calling for his teams and stuff? Like,
Yeah, but as far as like how the infrastructure for Liquid was,
I mean, that
it was
was a mess. Like, we all know. It
Yeah.
was.
and it was not the same thing as Immortals, and
But I
I
mean,
think
CLG
that
has a good infrastructure. I mean,
yeah,
they've got a good staff. They've got good analysts. I mean, the rest of the players on the team too are pretty well off as well. I mean, I don't think they're the best, but
They're like mediocre at best, which I think is.
They keep their mid laners way too long. Who he should have been done 2 seasons ago, two
I
splits
mean, that's
ago.
literally when he came on. Or 2 splits. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, 2 splits ago.
Okay. So you're
Yeah.
gonna stick with Rain over, my man?
yeah, I think it's gonna be Rainover.
I don't know if it's as much as a dark horse, but I will go with Svenskeren. Like I said earlier, the dude has got something to prove. Like, I mean, the amount of hate he got is ridiculous. And as like the old saying goes, nobody hates TSM more than TSM fans. So when he was on TSM, he just got so much flack for not doing anything.
Did you see his Lee Sin?
I mean, he's not exactly always the best, but I think he can play. Like I think he's smart about the game too. To me, he is the biggest dark horse. Now, let's get this moving on here. Onto the EU LCS, and we'll talk about the mess it is. And what do we think is going to happen? Let's just get the fun bit out of the way first. Now that Sven and Mithy aren't there on G2, I have a feeling G2 is not going to be the kings of Europe anymore. They've got Yankos, they've got Perks, but who do we feel like is going to move in and maybe win it?
Ooh.
I mean, now that that's gone, I think it's like an all-way tie between teams where we could be. But I mean, you have to just assume again, like the consistent teams are gonna keep floating to the top.
No, yeah. But
Fnatic's probably, you know what I mean, still they're gonna come back to the top.
No,
Misfits.
No, you think Misfits? I mean, Misfits had a lot of changes on the season, didn't they?
Misfits?
Or no,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no,
it's
no.
probably-
They only changed their mid and support.
Yeah. So actually, they're one of the few teams that pretty much stayed the same.
Yes.
No love for the unicorns. I mean, I feel like they're pretty heartbreaking. Like they've been to like the finals. I think the most out of any European team and never gone to Worlds. Like that's their story. And it's pretty shitty because the Pink Love, man, they've got a dope team name. I mean, they made some pretty good roster changes too.
Unicorns?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the best, but
What my problem with EU is that 8 out of the 10 teams have made 3 or more changes to the rosters this year.
Yeah,
3 or
so
more. So it's all over the place. So no team is the same besides Fnatic. Fnatic only changed the support, but they still have Jezzes. But they're kind of split. We don't really know who's starting yet.
well, apparently it's going to be Hylissang and Jez's.
Is it going to be Hylissang?
Yeah, apparently Jez's is taking more of an analyst support. Sorry, like an analyst assistant coach role.
Okay.
From what I've read, that's the information I have. I could be totally wrong, but everything that I've seen is pointing to that. He's still like a sub, but so you're still sticking with the Fnatic?
Oh no, I'm going Splice actually.
Splice.
I'm actually going to go Splice.
Okay.
With the Kobe Kasing bot lane, Odawamne up top, Cersei in the jungle, Niski in the mid.
Okay.
I feel like Kobe is 180k we didn't talk about. He's actually been decent in EU for at least.
Okay.
In my opinion. Odawamne is obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Odawamne is. Cersei on who did he play for last season?
Unicorns actually.
What was it?
He was the
Yeah,
jungler for
Unicorns. Yeah. I mean, he did well in Unicorns.
Yeah, well, they made it to think it was second place in spring,
Yeah.
and then summer they kind of just fell apart. They were like top half, but during the playoff run they just shit the bed. So
Yeah,
putting it
I'm
on
actually going.
Splice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Splice as my EU number one. I think they're gonna finish the split number one. I think Fnatic's gonna end up winning in the finals number one.
I mean, yeah, Odoamne on that team is pretty strong. Like
Yes.
he's a good top laner.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, any team? I know you're not really big into EU, but any wild guesses?
Yeah, but from like the performance that they had at Worlds, and like from an interview that I heard from the coach about like the strategies that they use, I like Misfits a lot as like the team that I'm gonna be following.
Okay.
The Power of Evil move is huge though.
Yeah, I think that did hurt them a bit.
Power of Evil for Senkux. I mean, it's just. Ugh. I wouldn't want that for any team.
I'm actually gonna give it to a team that has never really like been in anyone's thought, and I'm gonna go with Schalke, FC Schalke.
Yeah, with Nuke Duck.
Yeah. They have a strong top
Versace.
laner with Versace. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do actually pretty well in terms of their roster. Vander was also a pretty interesting support. I know he's like done some stuff, but he's not like the best. And then Pride Stalker, I'm not too aware of.
He was on Rocket last season and
Yeah.
was not very good.
Yeah, I mean, but Rocket it's Rocket. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
and let's just move on to the more serious shit right now. EU is,
Mess.
for all layman's terms, fucked. Like they are not doing good. Their
No.
viewership is way down. Their attendance, their everything, the money. I mean, I'm gonna straight up say I'm not a business major. I never went to school for business, but something needs to happen. Like, is it Riot's fault? Is it our fault? I mean, what are we gonna look here, Josh? Let's ask you first. Like, anything in specific that Riot needs to do?
Honestly, like I like the idea of having a relegation system, and I think if they move to something like the Champions League, that would be kind of cool. But I just don't think they have enough like interest in league to have that kind of infrastructure. Because I heard a rumor about it being split up into like 4 different LCSs or whatever.
Well, that's apparently for like their Challenger League.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're not going through with it though.
I think that's a cool way to build it then, because if they start to build it like that, there's a lot more like interest from like people who aren't pros but who want to get involved, and like if they start to get good, and I think they have a pretty good infrastructure, but it's gonna take like a long time, and I don't know how much money people are willing to throw into it.
Okay. I mean, FC Schalke is behind it. That's a big team. You know, that's like one of Europe's versions of the Golden Guardians. You know.
Yeah, that's why I respected them a lot when
I
they
mean, I get it, Jorge. I know you're an EPL fan. Just chill.
got relegated, and they did not sell their team off. Like they really wanted to work on something. So if they had like,
You just muted yourself, Josh.
Yeah.
Great job.
I was talking about Crepo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that travesty. Oh, shit. Good thing you muted yourself. Good censorship.
Yeah. Don't want to be taken down in the next 10 seconds. So there's just definitely like you're saying some time is needed then.
Yeah, And I don't know if they have the money for it because people are jumping ship.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go next here, just because I actually feel really strongly about this. When I first got into like the pro scene of League of Legends, I was a CLG EU fan, like through and through.
Same.
Froggen, Yellow Pete, Snoopy, fucking Wicked top, like Wicked's Irelia was amazing to me. You know, like that shit.
It's
like,
still crazy.
It's still crazy. But to me, the fact that like Riot has mismanaged this so poorly, when a good chunk of their fan base, I would roughly say like a good chunk of the EU fan base has just felt like not they don't care about them. You know, like when they had the games last split, it was at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon their time. Like, why would they do that? You need to like support the fan base in the region first. You know, you need to get behind that, and that really bothered me. So like I kind of understand why they're going back to this whole one game system so that they can have more games and just put it in. But it like really bothered me that they try to, I guess, cater to the North American fan base by having it later in the day for EU, and then on odd days, like on a Wednesday. Like, it just doesn't make sense. To me, they are taking the right steps already, in terms of just putting it back on a Friday and a Saturday type of schedule. I think they might have a game on Thursday, but like with any other sport, they have multiple games going on at the same time. You know, the NFL, there's CBS and Fox playing the AFC games and the NFC games, and based off of where you're located, they're playing the games that are in that region. You know, like if you're on the East Coast, you're going to see a Pittsburgh game. If you're on the West Coast, you're going to see a Oakland game. So I think Riot needs to kind of nut up with that. Like, they're going to have multiple channels. They're going to have multiple audiences looking at the games that they want to. So that's something I think that they need to take into account, that there will be multiple games. You know, if this grows, you're going to have those teams playing on certain days, and the fans are going to look for those games. And with Twitch now, like it's amazing. Like, you don't have to worry about where you're located. You can just watch this online. Yeah, I'm pretty. I was really pissed at Riot, you know, for doing what they've done to EU, but I think they are taking the right steps. And I love their broadcast team. I know you hate Deficio.
Oh God!
I think he's hilarious, dude.
He can be funny. His voice is.
I get it. It's cool. It's cool. But
it pisses me off.
Yeah. So as it goes with you, I mean, any thoughts as far as EU, Jordan?
I just feel like EU isn't as big as a market as NA. Like, if you look at the EU viewership, it's almost a little bit over half of NA, I think.
Yeah.
If that.
But it's gone down. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I know. That's the thing. Well, and a lot of it's because most of the good EU players are coming over to NA, which is why I think they were trying to cater the NA viewers to go to watch EU at 3 p.m.
Well, no, yeah. It was like we could watch NA, or we could watch EU games because of when they were in EU or something. Like, they were playing.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
Like, it was at like 9 a.m. instead of what it used to be at like 6 a.m. You know?
Yeah. No, I know. That's what I mean, because I feel like just the NA market and viewership is just so much bigger in NA that they were trying to make the best of both worlds, so both regions can watch at a decent time.
And it's also the dates too, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not on the weekend.
That's bullshit. But with because they're only doing single games now, so only one game's gonna be on at a time, correct? It's not gonna be separate games.
Yeah, there's not even using separate studios anymore. It's like it's just gonna be the one game.
I like that because I feel like it's just because if two teams are playing at the same time, I want to watch both the games. It's kind of just I have to put them on two screens and go back and forth. I like the single game. I wasn't a big fan of the three game bracket way they did. It was just hectic. It was just a lot to keep track of. it's just
So you're
I feel
actually,
like
you're in support of them going back to
yes,
the one game.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, and I feel like EU's just dying because there's just not a big enough market for it.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Do you think it will go away?
No, I don't think it'll ever go away.
Okay.
I think Riot will fix it and will do something for it. They might even try something crazy and do a merger or something with NAEU. If it gets so bad, they might. But yeah, no, I don't think it'll go anywhere. I think it's fine where it is.
Jorge, any thoughts? Do you have like the saving words for EU, or are they just doomed?
I mean, I feel like a lot of points have been addressed here. To put it simply, I literally think EU LCS is a year, 2 years away from becoming NA Mega LCS.
Okay, when it's
You know
like
what I mean?
franchise or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that I was gonna ask you guys this, but like, do you think it's possible for them to be franchised? Like,
I don't think EU is going to be franchised the way that NA is going to be right now. The only thing that I feel like is like their only shot at glory, like their last hurrah to like really swing it back, is if the European soccer teams keep
invested?
buying teams.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way that they're really going to be able to start making some moves, like where they're going to start getting players from different regions to better, like actual big names. Again, all of us, we look at those EU rosters and we're like, you're a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Mhm.
Like, they need to get players that aren't fucking nobodies. You know what I mean?
And it's hard with the market they have. Because I
Exactly.
bet the EU contracts are half what the NA ones are.
Yeah.
Exactly, and
Like-
that's why they need those European soccer clubs
Yeah.
to start being like, hey,
Start shelling out money for it.
yeah, because I know you said like FC Schalke, but like, fucking, unless you're like super into soccer, you probably don't even know who the hell they are. You know what I mean?
But I mean, in the European market, people do. Like, I'm not into basketball whatsoever. Like,
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is right now, like, let's say, like, Jordan's not really into soccer,
Mhm.
but if Jordan saw like an Arsenal team or a Manchester United team, he might be like, hey, I've heard these guys talking about that shit. Like,
okay,
they're probably legit. You know
like a
what I mean?
Barcelona type thing.
A
Those
Barcelona.
LA Hurricanes.
Zlatan
Yeah.
Ibrahimovic needs to buy a team.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic
Zlatan.
needs a team.
Dude, it's the only thing that'll save them.
The only thing that can save EU LCS is Zlatan
Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic.
All right.
Yes.
all right. I can see that. I mean, FC Schalke. I mean, they're one of the top teams in Germany, though, aren't they? Like, they're not a Bayern Munich, but
Exactly. They're not a Dortmund. They're not a Bayern Munich. They're not a Bayern Leverkusen. Like,
okay,
FC
I got
Schalke.
you.
Schalke. Yeah.
All right. I mean, there was one major team though that came through and then totally bailed was Paris
PSG.
Saint-Germain. Yeah, PSG. And I thought it was like really cool because they were like a big team, right? Like they're one of the biggest French teams.
Yeah, Paris Saint Germain is the biggest French team. I mean, debatably, but basically the biggest French team. Yeah.
They're one of the top three. But yeah, okay. And they totally bailed though. Like,
What do you mean?
they had a challenger team, and the challenger team didn't make it, and they were out. They had a challenger team that they purchased in 2016. They tried to make it through. Yellow Star was actually like a coach for the team.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere.
It didn't?
No.
So, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they could have bought
That's
the
upsetting.
EU LCS spot, but I don't know. Like, it just...
But again, that comes back to like EU LCS is dog shit. They're like, why are we going to invest in this
Yeah.
when it's
So-
just on a decline?
I do feel like Riot needs to step it up, though. Like they're... Obviously, I think they're going to have to lose money to make money with this league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Because Riot's doing everything they can. Riot's doing exactly what they do with NA. I mean, they're doing nothing more, nothing less. When NA went. Oh no, EU was always at one game, right? They didn't do the 3-game
No,
split last
they
year.
actually did do... In fact, they switched.
They're doing
They
two games.
They had a 2-game split, and then they jumped to
Oh, that's
3-game
right.
split.
That's
They had a
right.
2-game split where they would work with ties. Like, if
That's
one
right.
team won and then the other team won, they had a
Yeah.
tie. And it worked as, like, what Jorge and I know as the EPL standard: 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Like, I don't think they should do it.
Yeah,
Interesting,
no.
but then they jumped to the summer split with the 3 games.
So I mean, they're doing what they do with NA. It's just the market. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's just the market. It just isn't there for it.
Okay. All right. So it's definitely maybe it's got to build up the market. I don't know. This again. I'm not in business school. I don't know.
What we need is a 20-team LCS.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Bam, son.
That's literally what it
actually,
is.
Yeah.
That is actually what's going to bring me into my next point here. How do we feel about like the layout of the league and the LCS, and how there are splits, spring and summer, and the gauntlet and stuff? So like what I'm gonna ask you here in general is, do we feel like the way that the LCS is designed right now, do we think that the split format, the spring, the summer, and the 10 teams, as of right now, I feel like obviously it's going to grow, especially since, NA is just blowing up. Do we feel like there needs to be adjustments other than the expansion? Like I feel like the expansion is going to happen. It's going to. But do we feel like there needs to be other adjustments?
I actually don't really think so. I think like the changes they've made recently have made it really competitive, really fun to watch, and I mean, I can't really think of any flaws, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like in my opinion, what they should do is they should just make a 20-team LCS, but make it a full year, not into 2 splits. Cut out MSI. I mean, sure, you can have like a month break here and have like an international tournament. That doesn't mean shit, like All Stars or something. Like, or you can do what the NFL does. You can have a 1-year tournament, but like when you're in the finals, we have an All Star event with players that aren't in the finals.
Okay.
And have that kind of thing.
Well, the Pro Bowl is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. The Pro Bowl for the NFL,
Okay.
or the All Stars for MLB or something.
Okay.
I feel like that's what should happen. Or another thing is just have a full year-long, or not like a full year. Let's say like they'll do like how long is the LCS right now? What, 3 months? It goes on for like
generally it's 10 weeks.
10 weeks. So
so
what,
it's
2.5 months?
and
But then you
go
get the
to
playoffs,
which is about 3 months.
so about 3 months. Or make it a 6 month. 6 month.
Like cut the splits, make it a whole season.
You make it a whole season, correct? Okay. Screw the whole split thing.
Yep.
And make the top 2 or 3 teams, how many every teams go to Worlds, they make it to Worlds.
Yeah.
Cut the championship points out, because that's just. I feel
That I
like
think's gonna be.
Yeah. And like, man, I like it's this thing is like, everyone should know this. Like, I am a C9 fan, and if you don't, well, whoop de fucking do. But like, I'm a C9 fan, and other than not last year, but in 2016, they made second place. But other than that, C9 would not have gone to Worlds in 2015 or 2017 if it weren't for the Gauntlet. And I hate it, but I feel like that should have been the case. Like, they did well at Worlds, so
okay. So so you can do so if it's a 20-team LCS, then what we're saying it's gonna be 4 teams for Worlds. If it's EU NA combined, almost, if it's like a merger kind of thing.
It depends. Like, I don't think I would combine EU and NA. I feel like the regions should be separate.
I agree. But I feel like if there's gonna be 20 teams in the LCS, there should be more teams in Worlds as well.
Yeah, definitely bump it up instead of 3. But then we have to. I think the other regions need to step it up, and China's in that type of market right now. They're looking to expand. They have an Eastern Conference now, and they have a Western Conference. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's like basketball. They have I think it's like 6 teams in each conference. Really interesting.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the year, they're going to do what like the EU LCS did, or I think the LPL's actually been doing this for a year or so. But yeah, that's an interesting point as far as the Gauntlet, getting rid of all the tournaments, making it just one season. I'm actually in full agreement with you there, Jordan. I've actually had that idea for a while. Just cut the splits, no no middle of the season crap.
Yeah.
Have a bye week for a team. You
Yeah.
know, I think it should be you play one game a week too. You know, this whole thing where these teams are playing two games, I think it really affects them. I think they have to prepare for multiple teams, use different strategies and stuff. And unless you're like a top tier team, it's really hard to do that. Like in terms of going up against multiple opponents, because they're preparing for you if you're a top tier team. But if you're a bottom tier team, they're making their own strats. They don't have to prepare for shit. You know, if they're going up against an Echo Fox and you're TSM's like they're gonna play our game. But I'm rambling. Josh, like, do you think there should be something to go with these seasons now, like as far as the way they go?
Well, personally, I want there to be more trash talk because they need that excitement again.
Okay.
And I think
Hashtag everyone else is trash. Double lift, bring it back, please.
They need to. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'd like for them to only play one team a week, kind of like the same thing, but I'd like for there to be like a lot more trash talk, a lot more involvement and investment with the media side of things to really push people to watch it. Because like right now we have like Travis fucking Gafford and and like I've had this conversation a bunch of times. I respect his work. I appreciate his work and everything that he does, but
I mean,
it just makes me feel so awkward. And
Bro, if he can make it on the internet, so can we.
yeah, like that's. I mean, if he,
Jorge, I see that face, bro.
So I just think that now that there are like a lot of investors, I think that they also need to invest inside like the media side of things and just really starting to get public with everything. So it'll also bring in more people, and I'd like for them to only play like one game a week, so like you can actually like hype it up, and like that's what's actually going to build like a fan base, rivalry.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
because I mean, like, I'm sorry,
I agree with
interrupted you,
that.
but yeah, build up the rivalry and all that stuff.
yeah, and then if Zlatan sees that, he's going to be like, shit, like this is pretty cool, like I should buy a team now. So
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool, like, because as much as it is great for like the NBA to be invested into this, like, nothing against basketball or anything, but the NFL is like so much bigger than the NBA in terms of money and revenue and stuff. Like, it'd be cool if the Patriots bought a team, you know.
No, hell no.
Well,
No.
I'm just saying, like, as far as
We don't
like,
need no cheating assholes in this league, okay?
But you get what I'm saying. The Pittsburgh Steelers, all right, like they invest in a league team, you know.
I'm down for that.
Like I get it, Jordan. Like what you're saying. I'm actually really against the idea of just one game series. Like
Really?
I don't like it. I thought it was the right move to do the 3-game series. And I think the reason behind that is like consistency shows in 3-game series. You know, I think it shows that the teams also have different strategies, different ways of winning. And I will say it's more of a wild card with like the 1-game series. You know, but then you end up with like an immortal situation where they were like 17-1. And then the one game they lost, okay, sure, it was to like I think P1,
Yeah.
but they go to playoffs and TSM studied them. They understood their strategy, and then they played a game and they lost, and then they had no idea what to do. they were just lost. And then the second game happens, they lose. The third game happens, they get destroyed. And that's it. Immortals are out. The 17-1 team, nothing.
Oh no, I agree with the 3 game series for playoffs.
Well, but that's the playoffs. What I'm saying throughout the year, I think it helps teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
like this year at Worlds, NA got shit on, you know.
Yeah.
EU got shit on. I mean, Misfits was pretty good, and so was Fnatic. And we see them going up against SKT, and they take SKT to a 5-game series. Like that to me, that's awesome. That's interesting.
What
as hell.
the fuck was that?
I'm gonna say that's Josh.
Yeah. Sorry.
But but yeah, like I'm with you and Josh in terms of making it a whole season. Like do away with this mid game, no MSI, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Start in January, end in August. Make it the
Yep.
8 months, you know. And as far as the expansion goes, when it's 20 team league, you play each team once, or I'm sorry, each team twice, you know, or maybe you can play each team 3 times. But having one team to play against each week, I think, as Josh says, it hypes it up. Like
No, I agree with that. I'm down for that.
you get the CLG, you get the TSM going up against each other that week, and then we need more rivalries, man. Like
We gotta start some dog shit. We gotta stir the pot, dude.
yeah, like I want this year. You know what, Jorge? You know what we can do, man? We can make a C9 TL rivalry.
Fuck yeah.
You know they stole fucking Impact, man. That ain't cool.
No.
All right, let's get this fucking rivalry going. No more paid by Steve shit. You know, let's get this shit on the road. Like in every other sport, there's fucking rivalries across the globe. You know.
You
We
know,
gotta-
you,
we
you
gotta
know what I
start-
think is going to be a
We gotta
big
start getting on
rivalry.
the forums and just start talking shit to each other.
You know what I think is going to be a big rivalry coming in the next couple of splits? 100 Thieves Optic Gaming.
That
Because they're
That's
already
true as
clashing.
shit. Yeah.
They're already clashing.
yeah, I think that's a very true thing.
If-
That is a great thing. To
If
point
any
out.
of those 2 teams become one of the top teams, or both of them become a top team, it's going to be a huge rivalry.
It could
Yep.
there could be the rivalry because like as it's bleeding over from other esports, like what if Golden Guardians and
Clutch Gaming.
Clutch Gaming you know,
Yeah.
start popping off, or they're fighting
Yeah.
for last place. You know, they're like
They're
they don't want to be that last place.
battling
team.
in the NBA
Yeah.
Finals, but they're also trying not to get relegated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're popping off in both sectors, and hopefully that does happen, man. I want to see more rivalries.
Yeah.
I want to see more fans, and you know what? I'll be that fucking idiot that buys a Golden Guardians T-shirt. I'll be that dude that's like, oh yeah, they were set to win. They were gonna win this split, and then they fucking come in dead last. You know, like I want to be that dude, and that I think. If you have a fan base like that, if you have like the Green Bay Packer fans or the Dallas Cowboy fans of the world, a Man U fan, and you know they ain't doing shit this year, but you're still rooting for them, you know, I would love it if the LCS got to that point. And then I don't know if you guys have heard, but have you guys heard about the rumors surrounding the LCK being taken over by Riot?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I haven't.
So like it's looking to be that way, which I'm not necessarily against, but I'm kind of like iffy about. Apparently the LCK is looking to be taken over by Riot, and Riot's gonna have like full control over their stuff. I think OGN is still gonna have like the rights to play it in Korea and stuff like that, but like instead of the OGN network fronting the cost and stuff like that. I mean, do you feel like this is a good thing? Like, do you feel like Riot should have this much control? Do you think they should go in and take it?
Yeah, no, I feel like it.
Okay.
I feel like Riot is pretty much the NFL in League of Legends. They are the company that made the game. They are the company that are running the game. They should be the one controlling the content and the competition that people are playing in it.
I, on the other hand, think Riot should be like FIFA. And and I think they are like dark overlord of everything, but I feel like the leagues and tournaments and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, should.
So you're kind of like in the opposite. You feel like they should have like a hands-off approach.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it's looking like they are going to, like, I guess, get the acquisition and take over the LCK, but
We can't beat the. They're gonna
mean,
try to beat the Koreans, so now they're gonna like try to take them down from the inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you guys don't know this, Riot's owned by Tencent, which is like a Chinese gaming company, and Tencent is fucking huge, like ridiculous. All they do is like mobile games for China, but I mean, China's like the largest mobile game market out there with like 2 billion people, so they bought Riot, I think a while back, and or they have the majority shares of Riot, and they're fucking ridiculously like huge in terms of the power that they have and the money and the resources. I mean, it's really impressive. But
How do you think Samson White won Season 4 Worlds?
oh damn,
Yeah.
just calling it out.
And it's also because they cheated.
having Blue throw it.
And it's also because they cheated.
Damn,
What?
You didn't know they cheated?
it's a whole like rumor.
What do you mean
conspiracy.
rumor? There's fucking videos of it. There's the two teams playing, and then there's a fucking big monitor behind them. There's the players going, looking at the mini map, and then pinging where they are. There's a whole video on it.
I mean, that happened in Season 2 Worlds too.
Well, yeah, but Season 2 no one cared.
Well, I think Season 2 is like the best Worlds, but
Yeah, because TPA came out of nowhere. Everyone's like,
Fucking
they're TPA, yeah. And they're like, yep, we
All right.
just shit on all you guys.
all right, so we're heading towards the end of the show here, guys, and I want to get like a more meaningful question as far as like. Don't worry. Like I'm gonna ask you like, how do you feel about like the state of league, like how it's moved forward through the years, where it's at now? Like, do you feel like it's in a good place? Just the game itself.
Yes.
You do. Okay.
I feel like it's in a good place. I feel like the game is the most balanced it's been in a long time. If you go back even 2 years to season 5, they're
What's 6 now?
they're
Season 6 now.
yeah no we're season 7.
We're season
No 8.
buddy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so if we go back 3 seasons, 3 years, I mean, it's not that long. There would be 3 champs. If you don't ban or pick, you lose.
Yeah.
You know, right now you have about 20 champs. If you don't pick or ban, you lose. I like that a lot more than 3.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
the
I
ban
feel
system,
like even off meta champs at this point can do well. Back in the day, if you picked an Urgot, you automatically lose. Nowadays, who's the worst pick that you can pick? Like what? You got Teemo, but Teemo's just a fucking troll. Who's a bad champ right now that you can think of?
like weak.
Yeah,
In terms
like,
I'm gonna have to say my boy Rakan is kind of shit right now.
but he can still make plays. He can still
make plays,
do.
yeah.
He can still do good. But if you go back 2 or 3 years, there would be these champs like Evelyn. I think 2 years ago, if you picked her, you're just trolling.
Yeah.
If you
I
picked her,
fucking, yeah. No.
yeah, you just lose.
My hatred of Evelyn will stay to
Yeah.
this day because of the previous life,
Yeah.
reincarnation of her, or whatever you want to call her. And I hear from my boy my boy Brandon saying Heimerdinger falls off. Bitch, you just
I
played
see
with me
that
last
too.
night. Heimerdinger's dope as fuck. All right,
Yeah.
I'm just messing, but
They just buff 80 carry, please. That's all.
Make Eddie Carey great again, please.
Yeah, please. It's too weak right now.
yeah, I'll say the same as you here, and this will probably be the last thing I'm going to mention. But yeah, I agree in terms of where League is at. The whole reworking of the rune system, that's dope as fuck. Like
I like it too.
like the fact that you can change things. I mean, like thinking of like the kleptomancy with Ezreal, I know it's busted. But like as an AD carry, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna go into precision, or I mean, as a spellcasting AD carry, you'd probably go into sorcery. But no, dude, this guy's busting out some kleptomancy and getting the hourglass thing, you know, just like busting out some weird shit, and I think it's cool.
So is Draven. Draven's busting out Klepto as well.
Yeah, thanks Tyler One, thank you. All right. So as it goes, what are you guys feeling, Jorge, Josh?
I'm super stoked, man, especially with the new runes. I think that they made it so like you can play more towards your particular play style and you don't get shit on, on certain champions.
Okay.
And I super fuck with that. And also, I mean, they've like the game got exciting again. You know what I mean? Like
Wasn't stale. No take
exactly. All these new runes and stuff, like it has diversified how people play every champion, and I think it's just exciting. And like Jordan said, this is probably the most balanced it's ever been. Like 80 carries aren't strong, but I feel like I'm not getting, bent over a barrel every single
I am.
fucking
Oh,
volley.
I am. Mid laner gets 3 kills and it's over. I just die.
But it's easier to play around it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Josh, I know you're not the biggest fan of League, but it seems to have pulled out to you.
No, look, yeah, like I'm really liking the brand new system. Like I'm playing. I only uninstalled one time so far. It's pretty exciting. I don't know what else they're gonna do. Like, how do they top this
I mean,
without like actually pissing me off?
is it like
They
pissing
top
you
it
off
by
because
bringing
you
Elder
want to keep
Wizard
on
back.
playing? Like, is it because of that?
No, like I hope they don't like make certain changes to this where like it's just completely unbalanced again, because there was something really wrong with the last couple splits or seasons.
I wouldn't say it was like really wrong because like it's never like at season 2 Worlds, like there were just 280 carries that were always played, and there were 2 supports that were always played. Like it was a Sona Taric as a support, or it was an Ezreal Misfortune, and that was it. Like you didn't, if you played another AD carrier support,
You lose.
you lose. But now, like as Right's shown, like throughout the years, like there have been more champions banned. There's been more champions played. I mean, for shits and giggles, I think FlyQuest brought out that whole cancer bot lane with the cheese of Blitzcrank Mordekaiser, but it worked. like it's grown, and I will say, like, obviously it's not. I don't think we're gonna get that kind of shit more, but I would say this is probably the biggest step Riot has ever taken. I mean, it's always been consistently getting better, but like this preseason, I think has definitely just been like top notch. So, I mean, anything else you guys want to add to that?
Get me out of gold.
Alrighty. Okay, so I do want to thank you guys again, Jordan, Jorge, Josh, MD. You guys have been solid. I really appreciate the conversations we've had. They've been awesome to have different viewpoints, And I'll let each of you say goodbye, and then we'll sign off. So Jordan, go for it.
Goodbye.
Jorge?
Twitch.tv/beasted with 3Ds. I'm out.
Joshua?
Same. Twitch.tv/beasted 3Ds.
All right.
Later.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. And I didn't see them actually, like, closing their things out, so wasn't expecting this shitstorm that you now see. So, thanks anyways, guys. We'll try to make this a weekly thing. No guarantees, but you guys have a good one. Bye.